Hello everyone. How are we today? Let me get the music going. Let's grab this one. Might be loud when I start it, but I don't remember what media player is set to. Oh, okay, that's not too loud. Anyway, hi everyone. Welcome to a random Friday afternoon stream. I don't know how often these afternoon streams are going to happen. Today was just kind of a, oh hey, I have nothing going on till late this evening when Hannah and I go to the movies. So I want to make up for the fact that I canceled stream all last weekend because your girl was sick. I had a horrible cold. I'm actually still kind of stuffy. I don't know what it is. It's just all this phlegm. So if I'm coughing a little bit or if I have to mute to blow my nose, I apologize. But today we're gonna be chilling, working on some stuff. I've got tokens that I need to update for some of my NPCs. I have some world information I need to copy into my world journal because I sat down and some of my players wanted to build their hometowns with me. So we've got towns, a city, a village, and a nomadic caravan to copy information about into my notebook. And then I will go back later and write more blurbs and a more like professional sounding paragraph on the areas. But for now, let's get started with just updating these token borders. As you can see, I've already kind of started and I have all of the Halidom done. So we're gonna move on to the Kingdom of Grian and just kind of go through. This part's gonna be kind of tedious just because there's a lot of characters in Grian. Because the royal family is huge. I also have to go through and actually add like features and stuff to these characters. That might end up being what we do on Tuesday. Because the only one that I've actually added features to is the Exalt of the Halidom. Am I working on? Right. And these aren't necessarily characters that my players are going to meet right away, but they are important to the world. And they are names that the players are going to generally know in passing, if not like in person. As you can see, there's a lot of Fire Emblem characters that I'm using. But that's not every area. That's just where things kind of landed setting this up. I like using characters from gacha games because then sometimes my players will recognize the faces and will get excited and then they'll learn that the character's nothing like the face that I'm using. I know there's one coming up that Izumi's going to be very happy about. As you can see, just comparing the previous token borders to the new ones, these are a lot thinner, and I like that you get to see more detail because they're thinner. So yeah, the royal family of Grian is very big. And it's kind of been like a theme with the Lazuli family. Even before like the breaking, because this is a family that's existed before the breaking of the world and sort of survived. Part of the family did, and then went on to found the kingdom. There's a little bit more there. Hey experts, welcome to the show. We're just chilling while I update some of my character tokens before I do some world building. Talking about my world a little bit. I hope you're having a good day, experts. I don't normally stream on Fridays, but I was bored. And considering I have nothing going on till this evening, I figured I'd have a little bit of fun and come on here. And I find that I get more done when I'm streaming working on my world than when I'm just sitting by myself. It's easier to focus. Rook. The art for Rook was done by the fabulous, amazing Mona. Rook is an important character. I don't want to talk too much about her and give too much away because some of my players watch these videos. So I have to kind of steer away from the spoilers. Cicero. Some of the art I get off of Pinterest. Hey, that's awesome, experts. Tessary has a new picture because the character I used as his face claim has come to Brave Exvius. And Xena. For the first, 3 minutes that the starting music was going, Morgan was sitting over here chewing on everything he could find on my desk, including my hand. Hey, horror's awesome. Okay, so that's it for the Kingdom of Grian. Now we just have the Alliance, which is also a lot of characters. Also in a weird order, so we're gonna fix that. Not bad. I'm getting over being sick, so I'm still a little kinda coughing and stuffed up. Not as bad as I was a few days ago. But last weekend's streams all ended up being canceled, and I'm surprised I was well enough to stream on Tuesday. Been busy getting the podcast going. Orion Pest Control, or now, as it's now known as the Atypical Pest Network, has its own Discord now. Let's see, there you are. You want to start with the reds. Lucina, don't you start eating things too. Yeah, I think I mentioned this in Pan's server at some point, but the series that we were covering over the last 2 Pastaweens is getting turned into a horror podcast. We've got the script for the first season finished, and I have to sit down tomorrow with the writer and just kind of work on getting the casting call page together so that we can start casting the smaller bit roles. I will still be working as the voices of Nessa and Deirdre, and as well as the voice director for the project. But I'm gonna have help with people editing and just kind of the overall logistics of things, which is great because Pastaween I did everything myself aside from all the voice acting, and I would often run myself into the ground. I'll let you know when we start casting. There's still a little bit of work that has to go into that before the casting call goes up, but I will absolutely let you know when we start casting. Let's do blues. What's the whites? Right? Shoot, now I have to check. Hold on. Where's my list? Where's my list? Okay, yeah, you're the whites. So the magic school slash government is broken down into different colors, and each like colored group has different jobs that they do. So the reds are the police force, the whites are the historians, I want to say. I have to look. I should know this shit by heart. It's my world. Next is the blues. So each group has there's like a conclave, a council that kind of rules the country and represents the different groups of mages, and there's 3 seats for each classification of mage, and they have it's the first, the second, and then the speaker for the students. So next is blacks. Okay. Now the only ones we have to update are the guild. As you can see, I also took some time to update the pictures for their skills and their attacks. Because I am a Fire Emblem nut, and this game is very Fire Emblem inspired. So each of the characters in the guild have different colored token borders, and this is all going to change depending on what the party's rank is with them. So like how close they are with that character, and that's going to require them actually like spending time fighting together, that kind of deal. Because I'm putting in a pair up system similar to Fire Emblem where they can all fight together, and as the party raises in tier, the recruitable guild members will raise in tier and they'll get more abilities, and the party will get to choose how they evolve and what classes they become. Okay, that's all of the new tokens. So let's get this world information in that I worked on with my players. Let's see, we're gonna start with the one that I made with Mistis, who is played by Mona. So we're gonna start with I'm just gonna start by copying all this information in. And as you can kind of see what I wrote for like the capital and all that, these like flavored blurbs will get written a little bit later. I still have to go back and write Care Ariadbar. I can't talk today. We're gonna work on this one. We're just gonna kind of skip past you. You are heading to. And then we're gonna add Aethera. This is indeed for a campaign, experts. This is for a upcoming Daggerheart campaign that I'm going to be running on Mondays for the members of Rev Pro, as well as Mel's partner Seeb, who you guys have seen on the channel a couple times, and our friend Kraz. I've been running games for them for the past couple years, and recently with Daggerheart being released, I wanted to switch systems. So I'm rebuilding my homebrew world for this new system. Okay, so we're just gonna add in a table here. I'm just gonna start with, let's do 2 by 10, and we will adjust it as needed. So let's see here. So all of this information was rolled on a series of tables in a book that I have for settlement building, which is wonderful, because then I can take all this information and kind of turn it into something a little more pretty regarding wording. But for now, I just want to get the information copied in so that it's not sitting in a notepad document where it could be lost. Oh, it would also help if I did this correctly. Okay, what we might want to do this a little bit differently. Basic information. And then we will add the table. That's what. 2x4. There we go. Outside the city. Ah, I didn't want to do that. So this is going to be columns. Okay. Let's see. Of information for inside the city, so we're gonna start with 10 and we'll add or subtract as we need to. Why I keep putting the colons at the end of it. I'm just gonna go back and fix that real quick. Stewardship is adequate. General condition. So this is the city of Athera, which is a large city. It's one of the places that people stop on their pilgrimage across the Halidom. Because all of these major cities have shrines to the divine dragon Nymus. Let's see, environment. Market Square. So this game is very much, actually have that listed. So this game, the touchstones for this game are very much Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy, Rune Factory, and Re Princess Connect. I would say that Fire Emblem and Re Princess Connect are probably the biggest inspirations. Fire Emblem for the pair-up system, for the way that guild NPCs are going to evolve, for the support system that's going to be built around guild NPCs, and then with Re Princess Connect, it's a mobile game that unfortunately I believe the servers closed in the US, unfortunately, because it was actually a really fun game. But the whole idea was built around different guilds that did different things. And the idea is that the guild that the players are part of is trying to bring the guild system back to this world. Before the breaking of the world, guilds were well known across the land and did different things, from monster hunting to crafting to trying to think what were the different types of guilds. There was the merchants, the hunters. There was overall like kind of generic guilds that did a little bit of everything. Can't remember off the top of my head, it's been so long. So the world essentially was destroyed and reshaped by the divine dragon, and essentially to get rid of all the things that she decided were not good for the world, like racism, racial divide, a lot of the corrupt governments in the world. And now there's less continents. This is me as a DM trying to explain why there are less races and they all go by different names now, because when I was running D&D, everybody kept coming to me with different homebrew races they wanted to play, so I just added them to my world. And by the end, I think there was like 27 different races. Daggerheart does not have that many, and I am not homebrewing every single one of those. So they're also called ancestries now and not races. So a lot of it was me trying to essentially force a restart my world. So this new version of the world is only about 900 years old. Okay, let's see. Well, this will probably get cleaned up a little bit later when I actually go back and write. I'm super excited to run this game. The other thing that I'm planning on doing with this game is I'm not doing a BBEG. I've found that when I do... Hello, Eli! I found that when I do games with a BBEG, I find myself very much trying to constrict everything to fit into this main plot. I don't want to do that. What I would rather do is focus on each of the players' personal quests. So instead of there being a BBEG, there's going to be smaller main adversaries that are tied to each of the players' personal quests. And on top of that, hello, Obsidian Aurora! And on top of that, for every NPC in the guild that they get close to, those NPCs will also have personal quests. And as the players complete those personal quests, they will raise their support with that NPC. And once they reach S rank with that NPC, they could potentially romance that NPC. A lot of my players like to do the romance thing. Especially Mona. But that's not surprising when it comes to Mona. Oh, it is snowing again. I hope that's not gonna make it so we can't go out to the movies tonight. Anna and I are going to go see Iron Lung, which I'm so excited for. That's a mood, Eli. It doesn't just have Markiplier, Eli. It was written and produced by Markiplier. Have I ever read a book with songs in it? Yes. So there's a book series called The Heralds of Valdemar by Mercedes Lackey. She wrote so many songs to go with her books. They're actually CDs of people singing and performing these songs. And the songs are mentioned and written in the books. Don't ask me to sing any right now. My voice is still not 100%. Oh, it's definitely gonna do well. The fact that it's now being put out, the fact that it's now being put in theaters overseas is so promising. I'm so excited to see it tonight. Lana and I are going to this theater near us where you order food, like dinner, on an app on your phone and they bring it to your seat. I absolutely love this place. It's one of my favorite places to go. Okay, let's see. Okay. We're gonna have to do this in a very specific way, but we're going to try. I'm just gonna start here and we'll add as we need to. Let's see. I like the phone aspect just because as someone who is disabled, I don't have to go up and try to get my food at a counter and carry it into the theater. It just helps. Crime. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to find a way to kind of consolidate and condense this information better. For now, it's fine. For now, I just want to get it copied into Foundry so that I have it. Still haven't even seen the first one, Eli. Okay, let's not knock the live-action Mario movie. That was a treasure. As someone who remembers that as a kid, I know I'm a lot older than you. I loved that movie growing up. The campiness is what makes it such a treasure. Temple. Scribes. Bathhouse. Magic shop. I'm not as huge a Zelda fan as my husband is. I know he's I don't even know if he's excited for the movie. I haven't actually asked him, but if he wants to see it, we'll go see it. That's what makes it good, though, experts. Okay, yes, because this is a very, very religious town. Okay, city. This is a city. Oh, not heading, not heading. And the next one is Botanical District. 1, 2, 3, 6, because we don't need this for the potatoes. So 2 by 6. Let's see. You know what? You know what? Let's just copy this. There we go. District condition is better. District entry is open. District crime. Oh, this city is like one of the perfect places to live. There's very little. There's very little crime. There's very little. It's well maintained. I will say the one thing I'm excited for the second Mario movie is Rosalina. I wonder if they're going to run with the theory of her being Peach's daughter. Because I know that was a thing for a while. Moderate. District locations. Let's see. Outdoor recreational area. In House of Leisure. Taylor. I don't know why I'm not capitalizing things. Why there's a Taylor in the Botanical District, I don't know. But that's how the dice rolled. Okay. Location notability, organization affiliation, and nearby curiosity. Okay. Next is the Arcane District. 2x6. Copy again. Okay. Equal. District entry is gated and guarded. District crime is far better. There's so little crime in this area. Housing is limited. District locations. Archives / library. Magic shop. Weapons. Hired help. Mercenaries, barber, general store, and a soothsayer. A sayer of sooths. Local loyalty and magic. And then there's one last district for this city, which is the upper class district. The end of my music? No, that was not the end of my music. Sometimes I like subs better than dubs though, Eli. Azure, hi! Hi, sweetie. I'm sorry I haven't been in Ivy's chat. I've been sick. I only just started feeling better. Oh god, the original Mortal Kombat movie was so good. Start condition is equal. District entry is gated and guarded. District crime. Housing is extensive. District locations. Let's see. Bank and exchange. Doctor / apothecary. Cobbler. Tavern. And an artist. Location notability. Superstition. What could these nobles have to be superstitious about? Okay. That's the end there. And then we just need extra intrigue. Which would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 by 4. Let's see here. All right, so we have Oh, you're fine, Azure. I came down with a really nasty cold, and then Lucina ended up at the vet and cost us $1,000 for tummy issues. She's doing much better than I. Yes, I'm talking about you. Don't look at me like that. We could have easily just gotten what you needed over the counter without having to go to the vet. Okay, so we want illegal substances or goods have been making appearances around the city, but their origin is undiscovered. Okay. Hi. Yeah, she, according to the vet, she apparently has, oh, that's the end of that music. She apparently has a small intestine and kidneys than usual. So she's having a little bit of trouble digesting some foods. So we've put her on a probiotic. Well, they prescribed one. We have to talk, now that she's finished it, I have to talk to the vet and see if he wants us to put her on an over-the-counter probiotic. Okay, so that is all of the notes on Athera copied over. I will take the time to clean this up and write this better later, but for now I just want to get all of the notes copied in so that they're not sitting in this notepad document where they can easily get lost. Okay. Wow, it's already been an hour. It doesn't feel like it. She's doing a lot better though. She's eating all her food. She's interested in treats again. She's not throwing up. And she's been spending all day next to my computer. I missed me yelling at Morgan earlier because when the stream first started, he decided to sit on the table next to my desk and proceed to try to eat everything he could get his mouth around, including my finger. It's snowing outside. Why is my office so warm? Okay, so you're not in. You're not in the Halidom, so we're gonna come back to you. You technically originated in Grian, but you move around the place. So we're gonna do. We're gonna do Marble Pickles. Hometown. I don't think we named, but that's okay. No, we've had snow all week, Eli. I'm honestly worried we're not gonna be able to make it out to the movies tonight, which I'd be very sad because we already bought the tickets. Yeah, we didn't name this place, but that's okay. I'll come up with a name for it. Let's call it... We're gonna go see Iron Lung tonight, Azure. something pass. Because it is the, like, partway point through the mountains. Let me check one note, because one city is named after Teague. Was... I want to say a wolfskin? No. Panthera? No. Oh, that's right. Teague was an Avis. Okay. So let's name this place after Mayreed. The movie's actually based on a game, Eli, that Markiplier played several years ago. I'm excited for it, Azure. I didn't think Hana would want to see it because it's lots of blood. Oof, that sucks, Azure. Okay. Let's break this up. Basic information. Alright. Start. And we're gonna want, let's see, 2. Well, this doesn't have as much all over the place as a city does, because this is a village. So I think we can just kind of start with a table and then just start adding things and expand it as we need to. This is fine. We can work with this. All right, so let's see here. Origin, accidental, age, mature, hardship, likelihood, 2. I can't type apparently. Hardship, type. Got harsh weather and raid. Hardship outcome. Moderate losses. And then heavy losses. Lucine, if you roll any more, you're gonna fall off the table. I know you want belly scratches. I know you want belly scratches, but if you roll any more, you're gonna fall off the table, and I'm gonna laugh. Size, small. Condition is simple. Environment is the mountains. Specialty is location proximity because they're close to the mine. Resources is mining. I have to look at what the exports are for. I think silver is one of the exports for the Halidom. I have to look. Let's see. Recent history, entertainment, because of the Clown Ranger. That's not what I wanted to do. Clown Ranger group. Population density. Remember to bold your things, Kage. Sparse. Demographics. graphics. Normal distribution. We're gonna have a lot, but was normal distribution is 50% primary community. Okay, so it would be 50% Ridgeborn. Let's do 25% Duneborn because they originated from the desert. And then 15% in the mountains, so let's do Wildborn, and then 10% other. Alright. Disposition is neutral. Law enforcement. I can't type. Law enforcement is organized rebel. Leadership is a local council. Population wealth is average. Crime is average. Places of worship. There are two. There's one to Nymus, and there's one to Aelin. Places of worship size. The one to Nymus is an oratory. Oh, yeah. And the one to Aelin is an altar because it's a smaller group. Fervency of the local following is moderate for Nymus and subtle for Aelin. And then let's see. Places of gathering have an amphitheater. Other locations are a general store, a baker, and a carpenter. And that's it for this village. Alright. So let's clean that out of my... Too far, too far. Hey, original or remake? Okay, now these last two. Are going to go under Misk because they're not in that page. Unaffiliated. I love Seven. I have an OC who ends up with Sephiroth because I am obsessed with my silver-haired man. Okay. Let's start with the Kozan Armada. Not 3, 2. We want heading 2. Start with basic information, and that's going to be probably to here. How much have you played, or have you played any of the side games? I cannot play Dirge of Cerberus because it's a shooter, but I have watched the cutscenes. Okay, so we want 2. I'm gonna start with like 5 and I'll add as I need to. Let's see. Origin, military camp. Already economic, specialty, unique shipping methods because it's a pirate city. Well, if you ever want to play the remake together, let me know, because I have the first 2 parts of it. I also have the remake of Crisis Core. I need to play the mobile game. Age old. The remake's worth it. It's really good. I do suggest playing the original at some point because there's a lot of differences. Let's see, size, large, condition, moderate. I need to finish Rebirth. I got to a certain point in the game where all of like the extra quests open up before the final chapter. And I kind of set it down when I'm done side questing for now. I gotta get back to it. I've had other stuff I've been playing, like Fall of Avalon. I've been playing a lot of Sims. Environment. Coastal. Prosperity. Successful. Inside the city. Start again with 5 and I'll add as I need to go. So let's stuff that I've done. Okay. Market Square. ample. I gotta get back on 14 too. Especially now that they've gotten rid of the class restrictions for glamours. First come, first served. Fee. Merchant overflow, unpatrolled. Population density. Populace. Population overflow. 20%. Farms and resources. Resource harvesting. Fish. There's technically some crossover dungeons, I'm pretty sure, with 7. I know there is with 8 and 9, because they just added Doom Train. I really, really need to get back to playing 14. Maybe I'll start streaming 14. Leadership. Pirate Queen. Maybe we'll do that if I stream next Friday afternoon. Still deciding whether this is going to become a regular thing. Because technically Kagami streams Friday nights. But Kagami is currently not streaming because of school. So maybe I can do this up until they start streaming again, and then maybe I'll pick a different day to do afternoon streams. I mainly wanted to start doing at least one afternoon stream a week, just to A, get another solo stream out there, and B, to make up for the fact that I canceled stream. There's the fact that I canceled streams last weekend and I wanted to make up for it. There's also the fact that I wanted to start doing more streams for the viewers that are outside of the US and in different time zones, because I know JD tends to stay up super late to watch our streams, and I want to give him a chance to be able to watch it at a decent time. I know you're not here right now, JD, but I know you're gonna watch this later. Population wealth. Prosperous. You're fine, Azure. I think a lot of people are just kind of chilling and watching and not talking. Experts in Eli might have also just left. Talk all you want. I'm happy for the conversation. Otherwise, I'm going to sit here and be quiet and not talk, and it's going to be a boring stream. Crime. Uncommon. So to explain what I'm doing right now, I have a book that I've been working with that helps with building settlements, and it's got a bunch of like rollable tables, and I've sat down with some of my players who wanted to build their hometowns with me and kind of help with the world building, and I'm currently copying that information into Foundry just so I have it someplace safe and it's not sitting in a notepad document. So all of this is kind of just messy notation taking, and then I'm going to go back later and kind of clean it up. But I just want to get it out of the notepad document because I'm terrified that something's going to happen. I'm going to lose all this information. Okay. 1 commercial locations. Town Hall, Oratory to Aimseer, Gathering Hall, I very much just want to clean it up because my players have access to this document so they can read all this. I want it to be a little bit more clean and not just a giant bunch of tables. Forum. Okay. Frequency of local following. Is subtle because it's a pirate town and everybody worships different things. And then let's see. Commercial locations. We have a general store. A shipwright, because that just makes sense. Hired help. We didn't specify which, so I'm just going to take that and run with it. Tavern, House of Leisure, because of course a pirate town's going to have a brothel. A doctor, alchemist, magic shop, again, didn't specify, bathhouse, and a smithy. Okay. Okay. Noteworthy official is the jailer. I feel that. I'm working on 2 Daggerheart games now, so I have to split my attention regarding what I'm working on. So for the Monday game right now, it's mostly world building. The Sunday game, I'm trying to finish writing up. I have all the maps done, I'm just trying to finish up writing the logistics for their first dungeon. The Sunday game is going to be notably shorter. I'm planning on that only being about 10, 12 sessions, give or take, depending on the party's decisions. Is that an E or an A? You know what? Fucking I'm taking it as is. I will fix it later. Committed. Okay. Okay, so that's it for the Cozen Armada. And then all that's left is to copy down information for the Grace Fair Caravan. Which is not as much because it's very small. Okay, so let's add the Grace Fair Caravan. And I don't think we're gonna do much more than a single table because it's not as much information. So I'm just gonna do 10 and I will add or subtract as I need to. Alright, so origin, accidental, originated in the kingdom of Brian, so they got kicked out because fuck the nobles and the king at the time. Specialty, purchasing connections, age, mature. I'd love to talk about the Sunday game on here, but all 3 of those players watch the channel. So if I share that information, it will be spoilers for their game. I'll talk about it after the fact. I might go on vocal rest because my throat's starting to hurt, but I'll let you know. I also have to finish some things before we go out. But I'll likely be in chat tomorrow. Small local watch. Population wealth. Prosperous. Crime. Rare. Shops and services. Oh, no, I did do crime. Okay. A Wainwright. An herbalist. An alchemist. A doctor / apothecary. Hired help. Caravan and mount. That will be a really good merchant recruit for the guild. Soothsayer. Another sayer of sooths. Cobbler. Rare botanicals. Rare trade goods. A magic shop. Miscellaneous and curiosities. Oh, that's gotta be Amethyst shop. I did want to work her into this part of the world. General store and a butcher. Quality is good. Really? There was only one more, not a column. There was only one more row. Alright. Place of worship. Yep. Okay. Alright, that's all the information I needed to copy in. I do have the holidays that they wrote up that I have to add, but that's not in this document. And I've got to edit the calendar file if I'm going to do that. Okay. I have a lot of world building tools I can share with you if it helps. Like the book I used for building like these settlements. Okay. So that's the majority of what I wanted to get done today. We've got about half an hour, so I think I'm going to work on rounding out some of the NPCs while I can. So I'll make sure okay, that's safe. Okay. Alright. I will clean that up later. For now, I kind of want to work on some of my NPCs. Let's start with the Halidom, because Nymira's done. I just kind of copied her information from the Monarch adversary that's already in the book. I don't know how much of that's going to get used for her, because she's a lot nicer, but I'm going to kind of put her off to the side. Now, the problem I run into is, while they have a Monarch adversary, they don't have anything for, like, a Prince. Unless I use the Petty Noble, which doesn't really fit for what I want. So I think we're going to go in here. Now, there's going to be some stuff I'm going to be doing in Photoshop on the side that you guys are not going to see, but that's okay. So I think we're going to... And the tiers will raise as I need them to. Most of them are stuff with, like, rollable tables that you can use dice to kind of just pick the information that you need, or you can look at the table and be like, oh, that sounds good, and just choose the thing. That's what I do. And especially if like I go into a town and already have like an idea of what I want the town to be like, and it's just a matter of using the book to get the words out. Alright, so all of these NPCs for now are just going to be social NPCs. I'm going to make him... I'm going to do probably 13. Because he's nowhere near as up there as his sister. Let's see. At a glance, he is a male, highborn human. He's not branded like his sister is. He and Aaron both did not inherit the brand. Blonde hair, red eyes. He is 14 years old. And he is 2 inches taller than his sister. Okay. For motives, what would his motives be? I guess support the Exalt, forge alliances, protect the Halidom. Okay, let's see. For his max HP, we're gonna go 4, and then for max stress, I'm gonna go 3. His major damage threshold, I'm gonna say is... let's go with 9. Then his severe damage threshold can be 16. For his weapon, I think... do I have the... yes, I do. I think for his weapon, I want to give him a rapier. Because that makes sense for him. I don't think I'm going to give him a named weapon, but I think I am going to give him a rapier, which I have to pull the image up. Let's go with this one. Again, I'm just in Photoshop real quick. I'm pulling pictures for the NPCs, items, and weapons from Fire Emblem Engage, just because I like having the unique imagery there. So we're gonna put this, rapiers are, yeah, tier 1. Put this in tier 1 generic. Just go rapier. There we go. Okay. Okay, so his attack bonus. JD, hi! We have about half an hour left. So I got in all the world building information that I needed to copy over into the into one of my journals. I have to go back and clean it up later. I just kind of just word vomited the information just to have it in there. But for now I'm working on some NPCs and just trying to flesh them out a little bit. So for his attack bonus, we're gonna give him 1, and then a rapier is a melee weapon, and then the damage is, what is the damage for a rapier? Is a D8 physical damage. For his experiences, let's give him nobility. We'll do +2 compared to his sister. And then he'll also note history. Do I want to do history? Let's do tactics. I feel like he'd be trained in that. Alright. Now I need to figure out features for him. Because I don't like the ones from the Petty Noble. Because, like, if you look at the Petty Noble, it just doesn't fit. My land, my rules. Well, that could work. All social actions made against the Petty Noble on their land have disadvantage. But it's not his land, it's his sister's land. Hi, JD. Yeah, like, he's not in charge, his sister is. He's just there to support her. Like, obviously he can tell the guards what to do, but I'm not sure how much I like these for Nymira either, but I kind of just copied them over from the Monarch for now. The Crown's Guard one makes sense. I wish there was in the book a thing for, like, a prince. I can maybe look at some homebrew stuff. See if I can find something on the homebrew site that fits what I'm looking for. What did I have for Lou? Because I know I already made Lou. I could copy some of the things from Lou. Right, I gave him, okay. I gave him aid, which I need to change the icons on these. Because I don't want to use these anymore. I have better ones I can use. Oh, that's okay. That's in case, because he's for a quest and the party's going to be able to have the option to pair up with him. So I don't, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Because the party's not going to be able to do that with Lucin, at least not right away. Okay, what do I want to do with you, Lucin? I need it to be something I can also copy over to your brother. Well, I want to give your brother a couple healing abilities too, because your brother's a healer. It was only one city, one town, one village, and one caravan. And like I said, I didn't do any, like, flavor text for it, I just copied the information over. I'm gonna go back and clean it up. So I didn't do any of the, like, official setup for this, and some of it's just pulled from the Daggerheart SRD, but stuff like putting in the weapon images, these images for these features came with the SRD. But I am doing some things myself. What do I want to do with you, Lucin? I could give you Soul. Because that, well, if I base you off a Great Lord, I could give you, but you're social, not a, what's the matter, Azure? My model's freaking out all over the place. Every time I reposition in my chair, my model freaks out. Okay, so you're social, so we don't want to do attacks, at least not yet. Not unless I change you. I'm gonna look through here. So obviously the petty noble's not gonna work. What do we have in tier 2 or tier 3 that could work? I need support, not attackers. No, maybe? Thank you! I'm really happy with the token frames. And it's great because they look so different from the player token frames. Like, let me pull up Mona's character. So the players get the round personalized frames. I bought these on Etsy a while back. I still have to get character art for Bodhi so that I can add them in. No. I know who I want to use the Merchant Baron stuff for. It's just not going to be Royal Advisor. PC who rolls less than 17 on an action roll targeting the Royal Advisor must mark a stress. And ears. Mark a stress to influence an NPC within melee range with whispered words. That doesn't work either. I don't want him to be evil. I don't want him to have evil things that he can do. He is not a bad person. Secret Keeper? Seize your moment. Spend 2 fear to spotlight 1d4 allies. Oh, you're a leader. You're not a social. I'm probably gonna have to homebrew some stuff. I'm not seeing anything in here. Oh, yeah. I just have to figure shit out. Yeah, because, like, they have a monarch. That's great, but what about if the monarch has family? Alright. I'm gonna pull up my homebrew site, and I'm going to see if there's anything on there that I can steal information from. Let's see what they have. Search prints. Let's try looking for social. Nope, they don't have anything that's gonna work for me either. Snot-nosed kid. Oh, my music stopped. Let me go grab some more music. No, there's nothing for a royal family in the SRD, and I'm looking on my homebrew site and I'm not finding anything that'll work either. I might actually have to figure stuff out myself. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna have to figure this out myself. What do I want him to be able to do socially? Obviously, I want him to be able to stand in for his sister. So I could do something like second in command. I guess I can kind of base it off his sister, not execute them. He doesn't have... Let me look at the Petty Noble again. I might be able to pull some stuff off of that. To at least kind of figure out my wording. Okay, we could do something like that, because he can call the guards. How does this work? Okay, I see. I mean, he technically is under her. He is second in line for the throne until she marries and has kids. And should, like, she be injured or too sick to sit the throne, he would step in as regent for her. I'm definitely gonna do something like this, just maybe not that name. Where he can summon members of the Crown's Guard. So let me go find a good image to use for his features. Let's see. What can I use here? That'll work. Actually, no, let's save that for something else. Oh, well, that can go. I've also got Photoshop open, so if I'm not moving in Foundry, or you see the mouse moving and nothing's happening in Foundry, it's because I'm doing something in Photoshop. I just didn't feel like setting up and having to switch the window every time I needed to go do something in Photoshop. Don't play with that, Lucina. You're gonna get kicked out. Ah. Okay. Let's create a new feature. Okay. So this is an action. Let's see, how do we want to word this? Once per scene, mark a stress to summon 1d4 Crown's Guard. I will link that later when I make Crown's Guard enemy, who will appear at far range to enforce Lucen's will. Okay. And then just gonna copy paste this. This is an attack? Okay. Costs 1 stress. X. Dice set, proficiency, A4. Okay. Yeah, it's currently snowing outside. I don't know if we're gonna make it to the movies tonight. Okay. I think I'm gonna... Okay. That's one feature. His sister has 3, so I want to give him 2. I do like the disadvantage on social roles against him. I don't know if I want to call it my land, my rules. Could call it something like in my sister's name. And then Arian could use it too. And I just would have to... I'd just have to change his weapon. We can do that. Alright, let me find a icon for that. So if you're wondering where I'm getting the icons that I'm using, I'm pulling them from Fire Emblem Engage. Because they're pretty. And they work. Let's do this one. This one will work. There's a nifty website called Spriter's Resource that I got all the assets from. Okay. To see how this is set up. Let's see. All social actions made against Lucen in the capital have disadvantage. Settings, it's passive. Okay, so it doesn't need anything else. Okay, cool. That works. Alright, and then Aaron can use the same features as he's third in command, and if Lucen's not available, he would have to step up. Alright, so... probably gonna finish Aaron and that'll be the end of the night. Year 1, social, difficulty 13. At a glance, he is male. He is a highborn human because he also did not inherit the brand. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. He is shorter than his brother and younger than his brother. So he is... I think I made him 11. And then he's like... what is the average height of an 11-year-old boy? Okay, like 4'8". And he is 11 years old. He has the same motives, support the Exalt, forge alliances. Eventually he's gonna have to marry for state, protect the Halidom. We are gonna make him a little bit weaker than his brother regarding damage thresholds because he is mostly a healer. So I think we're gonna make it 7, 14. He'd be shorter than Mona. Mona is 4'11". For his attack, we're gonna give him a scepter, which I believe I already have in. Help if I was in the right folder. Scepter new. Okay. And then his attack bonus is 1. Gray scepter. It has far range. And then the multiplier is d6 with no bonus. Magical. Okay. Experiences. We're gonna give him healer 2 and nobility for 2. And then we're just gonna copy these over. And there we go. Aaron and Lucen are both done. That's the royal family of the Halidom finished. This will give me a little bit to work with when I do the entirety of the royal family that is the kingdom, because this royal family is very small. There's only the 3 kids because their parents are dead. However, if you get into the royal family of Grian, there's a lot more people. They're a big family. But I think that's where we're going to end today, guys. I'm going to pick up more with this on Tuesday. And trying to think what other streams are happening. Tomorrow we'll be playing Persona 4 Golden, and Sunday we'll be playing Persona 5 The Phantom X. But in the meantime, matane!